What's going on, Konami? You're not yourself recently. You're actually reviving old dormant franchises left and right. Metal Gear, Silent Hill, heck, even Suikoden. And now we even get a follow-up to 2018's Super Bomberman R? Konami, are you feeling okay? I'm shocked. Is there really hope for them? Everybody stop! The world is upside down!
I'm the bad guy?
Yeah. Elation and jubilation, gamers from all around the world. I am Lucian and this is the World Gamer Show. And today we're going to talk about something unexpected considering the recent developments. An actual good game? From Konami?
What?
Yes, Super Bomberman R2 might be an actual proof that Konami is actually trying. Is it though? Well, we won't know for sure until we see for ourselves.
Now, we should examine it first.
Is this the explosive sequel everybody wanted? Or is this game just destined to bomb? Has Konami actually been good this time around? Well, let's find out.
Let's go!
I'm gonna pee my pants!
2018's original Super Bomberman R was one of the most delightful surprises of that year. An explosive top-down view arcade game with emphasis on multiplayer action, both online and offline, where the objective is to eliminate your opponents with well-placed bombs. It was fun and I enjoyed the action, so when I was offered to review the sequel, I simply couldn't refuse. After all, me and Bomberman go a long way back, ever since I played Dino Blaster, as the series was originally known in Europe during the early 90s. So yeah, I'm super curious to see what R2 has to offer and give you my humble opinion on the game. And who knows, maybe this is the chance for Konami to prove that they are good again.
You serious?
Super Bomberman R2 is part of the long-running game series Bomberman, this time from Konami, who also developed and published this title. R2 released in September 23 worldwide on PlayStation 4, 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One and Series, and finally PC. The game is localized in these languages you are seeing right now, and it is priced as displayed on screen. A review copy of the game was provided for PlayStation 4. So, with that out of the way, let's jump right into the game.
Yay! We're all going on an adventure! Ha-ha!
As previously mentioned, you take control of your cute character and battle against other no less cute opponents by placing bombs and making sure that they get caught in the explosion while they try and do the same to you. You can use bombs also to destroy walls and other parts of the environment so that you can actually, reach your enemy. Destroying the environment is also essential for finding bonuses and power-ups, from increasing your explosion range to allowing you to place more and more bombs at once. And there are even more which I will leave you the pleasure to discover by yourself. These are the basic rules that apply to the classic standard mode, but of course the game has many modes that add some nice twists to the formula. For example, there's the Grand Prix mode, which sees two opposite teams battling each other either via the classic deathmatch, or you can set the rules so that you win by collecting the most amount of crystals. The rules can be changed also for the standard mode. For example, you can even add or remove the possibility for defeated enemies to actually be a nuisance to the remaining fighters, by standing on the border of the arena and causing havoc, and if they manage to actually hit somebody, they can come back into the game. In another stage there are no destructible blocks, and all stats for all players are maxed out for maximum mayhem. I guess what I mean is, options are certainly not lacking here.
Oh my! How adorable!
You can even create your own levels thanks to the new level editor, which I love to see in games like this.
It's a little messy, but that'll do the trick!
Yeah, the editor doesn't reach the same levels as Super Mario Maker or even the forgotten Mega Man Powered Up, which actually had one of the best editors I've ever seen. Terribly underrated. Capcom, please bring it back in HD with the level editor and online capabilities. Anyway, Of course, R2 also allows you to upload your levels and play them online and offline, as well as download the new levels created by other users from the internet, so that you always have something new to try and play with friends. The fantastic Battle 64 also makes an appreciated comeback and allows for an up to 64 players battle royale action. Luckily, the developers understood that creating an extremely large arena to fit all 64 players at once would probably cause loss of vision to the players, so they wisely decided to use smaller maps to have mini-matches in which only the survivor is allowed to progress until there's only one. A new addition is the castle mode, which is honestly the weakest of the bunch, at least in my opinion. In this mode, teams are divided into attackers and defenders of the castle, with the ultimate objective to find keys and put your hands on a treasure, while also avoiding pesky enemies and traps. It can become a little bit too chaotic for my taste. Just take a look at this. What is going on here? Needless to say, all these modes give their best in the multiplayer department, especially online, which is cross-platform, so that there's never shortage of players available. But you can even play couch multiplayer, like in the old days, which makes it the perfect game for parties.
It's great having friends like you.
Me and my wife spent countless hours battling each other, and we had a literal blast. And each time we played, we earned currency to spend on unlocking the extra characters and all sorts of customizations, which there are a ton of. Even if you're a loner, you can still set bots and try every mode in single player. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh boy, why does it always end up like this?
Speaking of single player, the story mode makes a return. And while the plot is really nothing to write home about, its delivery is pretty solid, thanks in no small part to the excellent character design typical of the series, and also the fantastic and smooth animations during story sequences, which resemble the most classic Saturday morning cartoon. No joke, I absolutely love these cutscenes, and didn't skip a single one of them. Each character has been given a very distinctive personality, which really shines during the events portrayed in the story mode.
Good will always triumph in the end. Come on, let's go, let's go!
The basic gameplay is the same as the other modes, but the levels here are huge and have a more natural progression, with even a level up system that increases your stats by collecting points and money found in the stage. Every now and then, there is even a large enemy boss which will need to be disposed of. Too bad the game feels the need to interrupt your adventure every now and then with those annoying and unskippable castle segments. I just didn't care enough for the castle thing, especially on the defense side. I mean, sometimes all I had to do to defend was just standing there and let the time pass.
We're not here to have fun!
Still, I can appreciate the effort of the developers to try and seamlessly include the new features like the castle mode and the level editor in the story mode. Again, I just didn't care enough for the castle thing, but that might just be me, since in general I'm not into tower defense games. So if you are, you might actually get a kick out of it. To be clear, I'm not against spicing up the basic gameplay with different things. For example, being on the attack side is much more fun, and I also really enjoyed the secret puzzle levels you can find in the game, and some of them really tested my brain cells. Overall, it's true that the story mode can be a little repetitive, especially in the long run, but taken in short bursts, I found it very enjoyable, and a decent addition to the package.
Right?
From a technical point of view, I'm happy to report that the game runs very smoothly, with no hiccups even in chaotic situations, and honestly, the graphics don't look too demanding. It's really the excellent art style that carries the visual experience.
It needs to be beautiful. And I know all about beauty.
Each character is cute beyond belief, thanks also to their very lively facial animations. And there is no shortage of guests too, coming from a ton of other Konami series like Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, and even Suikoden, complete with the proper voice acting from the original actors when applicable.
This is Snake. I'm done here. Home and time for dinner.
Now that's dedication. And that's what I want to see from Konami going forward. The sound department is also very good. Fantastic cheery music and classic tunes all complement well what happens on screen. The sound effects are also bombastic and give the right oomph to the explosions and are perfectly recognizable when it comes to bonus pickups.
The
only shadow is cast by the English voice acting during the actual story mode, which sounds a little bit flat, and it's a pity considering that the voice acting is basically half of the story delivered in this mode.
The universe is in danger if we let them get away.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Now this is familiar.
That's what's bothering me.
Where did I hear this voice? Oh man, is this X from Mega Man X7? A game infamous for many things, and you can find more in my review you can check out through the link in the description. The voice acting was certainly one of the most outrageous flaws, and I'm sorry, but I'm just not the biggest fan of this guy's performance.
Yes, of course. I don't want any more people getting hurt.
So I would suggest you to switch to the Japanese voiceover for the story mode.
やっぱりこの子たちはこのメカを使えば出てくるんだよ。
Still, the English voice acting does its job during gameplay and character selection, and makes each character personalities clear from the start. But the voice acting is not the only downside, unfortunately. For example, I couldn't find an option for an instant rematch in multiplayer. Every time I needed to go back to the characters and map selection and redo it again, and the loading times, at least on PS4, are not quick.
Oh boy, this is not good.
In general though, Bomberman is at its best when kept simple, without excessive bells and whistles. So for me, the new modes like Tower Defense Castle thing, yeah, I could have done well without. Battle 64 instead is still as awesome as ever, because it's just a variation that doesn't actually change the core gameplay, which is perfect because of its simplicity. Instead, it just adds more people to the mayhem. I wouldn't spend too much time talking about the longevity because, while the story mode can be completed in about 6 to 9 hours, and there is a ton of stuff to unlock in-game for completionists, the real meat of the game is certainly the multiplayer component, and that, my friend, is potentially endless. And even more so thanks to the user-created levels downloadable for free from the internet. Super Bomberman R2 is a sequel that thankfully doesn't fix what's not broken. It simply expands content side on the previous game. The second episode adds enough new features to compel fans of the series to play this one as well. Not everything new is worth it though, and if you are a casual fan and already own the previous game, there is no need to rush and get R2. If you've never touched the Bomberman game before, this is a pretty good point to start. And if you like it, you might even consider working your way backwards and explore the rest of the series. And if you are the creative type of person who loves editing levels, this game is for you as well. It's no secret though that Super Bomberman R2 gives its best in multiplayer. So go online or gather some friends for some blasting fun, because with R2 you're gonna get it. And yeah, it's refreshing to see that for once, Konami didn't mess things up.
Oh boy, I'm so proud of him.
Let it be a sign for good things to come from them, and R2 is certainly one of these good things.
Rookie. I'm no hero.
But this is just one guy's opinion on the internet, so now I want to know yours down in the comments. Did you play this game? What do you think of it? What's your favorite game in the series? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to blast the like and subscribe button. This way you will always be up to speed with my latest content, and you will also help a fellow gamer out. For you it's just few buttons away, but for me it's a really big help. And hey, it's free. But really, I just want to thank you so much for spending some of your precious time watching this video to the end. I will be seeing you in my next one, but until then, stay safe, play safe, world gamers.